Welcome to Miniatures Rundown. I'm Kevin.
I'm Mitchell.
And today, we're exploring the furthest reaches of experience. Pain and pleasure inseparable.
Only excess and power.
We were really serious about that. You stared deep into the viewer's eyes with that. You still are. I appreciate it. Appreciate the commitment to the bit. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, we're talking about the Hedonites of Slaanesh Battletome that's coming out for Age of Sigmar.
Yes, it is.
As with seems to be keeping with a lot of the late edition Battletomes that are coming out with Age of Sigmar, it seems like they are really deviating from the early army packs that we saw at the start of the edition.
They're tossing out a whole bunch of stuff and refreshing. And that's great, in my opinion, for this faction, because I didn't like the beginning of 4th edition.
And, Slaanesh is, it's fair to say it's probably one of your favorite armies in AOS. It is. You also play Emperor's Children in 40k, so...
Slaanesh is my favorite Chaos God. I'm a huge Chaos player.
Mm-hmm.
So having an entire faction devoted to them, again, Emperor's Children just came out last edition, and I jumped head on into them.
Right.
Same thing with these guys. They just didn't really play how I liked.
That's fair.
How I expected them to. But this Battletome, after reading it, I think is a lot better.
And you're not the only one who felt that way about Slaanesh. So anyway, why don't we just go ahead and get started talking about one of the biggest changes, which is their army rule.
Yeah. Their previous army rule was divisive.
Yeah, that's a way to put it.
We're not going to talk too much about the previous
because
stuff.
It's already out. It's gone.
It's gone. Gave a little too much power to your opponent. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
This one, while it does give a little bit of power to your opponent, it also gives you some nice options on where you want to do things. The first interesting army rule is the Paragon system. Paragons of Slaanesh. If there are fewer than 3 Paragons on the battlefield, pick a friendly Hedonites of Slaanesh unit that does not have the Paragon keyword and it has not been targeted by the Paragon keyword this battle.
Okay.
Effect. Target gains the Paragon keyword.
Okay. Great. That sounds awesome.
A lot of the named characters already have it.
Oh, okay.
So, Sigvald has it. What's her name? The twins have it.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of the big ones already do, but this allows you to give it to other things.
Okay.
The interesting thing about this is there is a designer's note that says, friendly units with the Paragon keyword on their war scroll count towards the number of Paragons on the battlefield.
Oh, okay.
If there are more than 3 friendly Paragons on the battlefield at the same time, you must immediately remove one of those units from the battlefield, one at a time, until there are only 3 Paragons left on the battlefield.
Oh.
So that means don't put more than 3 Paragons in your list because you'll regret it.
Wow.
It just says remove. It doesn't say where they go. It doesn't.
No, it's just gone.
Yeah, they're just gone. So yeah, keep that in mind.
Yeah. When you're building your army, I would hope that there would be a warning in the app.
Oh, that would be very helpful. So I doubt they'll do it.
Right. Absolutely. That's not true. The new 40k app is actually pretty nice.
Yeah, that's true. The new 40k app is good.
But anyway, so what does that do? Why is that important? Why is this Paragon thing important?
So it unlocks some abilities, mostly the temptations. There are 6 different temptations, and I noticed in making a little cheat sheet, 3 of them require a Paragon hero.
Okay.
And 3 of them can be anything in the army, but you have the benefit when you are the Paragon.
So 3 of them you can only use from a Paragon.
Specifically on a Paragon hero, non-unique Paragon hero.
Oh, so even the unique ones that have the Paragon keyword.
Yeah, can't use those.
Okay.
They are very good, don't get me wrong. But there is another thing about Paragon is that you can lose it.
Oh.
Non-unique Paragons immediately lose the Paragon keyword when any of the following happen. The Paragon has 3 or more damage allocated to it by the same use of a non-attack ability.
Ooh.
Mortal wounds. Be afraid of spells.
Yep, spells.
That Paragon uses a charge ability, and the unmodified charge was a 5 or less.
Eee. Oh.
That one's... Hold your command points for reroll charges, I'm telling you. And then the last one is a spell cast by a Paragon is miscast.
Okay.
So very similar. So basically, when you make a fool of yourself, it's the opposite of Tzeentch. Tzeentch wants to be made a fool of because it's all part of the plan.
That's really interesting. Yeah.
And Slaanesh, if they're made a fool of,
they lose stuff.
They lose their Paragon. So only non-uniques lose it.
Mm-hmm.
So basically anything that you give it to. So you can't have...
Okay, so you can't bomb the twins into not having...
Yeah, into not having Paragon anymore, which is nice.
Yeah. because you can, in fact, Caradron can now bomb your Paragon and cause you to lose it.
Yep. Yeah.
I guess it would be embarrassing to have a bomb dropped on you by a short man that has no like interest in pleasure or excess.
Yeah. Why can't I corrupt dwarves, huh?
It's just not how they work.
Mm.
I mean, I guess they do like to drink in excess.
That's true.
Yeah. Like, there's that. You have that angle.
There is that.
So, what are some examples of some of these temptations that you can use, and like why is this like? There's 2 pages that are dedicated to this whole thing.
Their army rules are 8 abilities.
Like that's probably some of the most dense army rules in the game at the moment.
Yeah, I was thinking like the previous edition of Khorne had a lot just because they had all of the blood abilities,
Right.
but they kind of got rid of that for one big ability.
Right.
But yes, they are very strong. We're gonna start with the auras, which are the non-unique Paragon. This one does not require a hero. This can be any non-unique Paragon.
Okay.
I thought they were all required hero.
Okay.
Correction. Okay. So this one is until the start of your next turn. Oh, it's only in your hero phase.
Okay.
Until the start of the next turn, while the unit is using this ability is a Paragon, add 1 to the casting roll for visible Hedonites of Slaanesh units while they're wholly within 12.
Ooh. I mean, that's really good.
It is a 12-inch bubble of +1 to cast.
But it
Pretty
is
strong.
it lasts until the start of your next turn.
Yes.
Which is nice because if it's in your hero phase and it passes and then turn passes to your opponent, if you want to magical intervention, then you basically
even out.
Yeah, you even it out.
That is very nice.
Yeah.
All of these are until your next turn, which is very good.
That is very strong, actually. Yeah.
The next aura is Chief of Rebels in your charge phase.
Okay.
Pick a friendly non-unique Paragon. Also no hero. Was I crazy? Hang on.
Maybe you were. So that's
no.
your brain.
Sorry. The auras. See, this is the weird part. The auras require Paragon, but don't require hero.
Oh,
the other ones require hero, but don't require Paragon. They just get better if you're a Paragon.
I see.
My apologies. I messed that up. The next one is Chief of Rebels. A non-unique Paragon that does not use Temptation ability this turn. Until the start of your next turn, while the unit is using this ability is a Paragon, add 2 to the charge rolls for friendly Hedonites of Slaanesh units while they're wholly within 12. Again, can be used on your opponent's turn with countercharge.
Right.
Very strong. And it is until your next turn for that reason.
That is really strong.
Yep. And so something that I had not considered because I thought this required hero, you can put Paragon on anything, including units.
Okay.
So your unit that has a pretty big footprint now has a 12-inch bubble around it.
So if you take like a reinforced unit of demonettes.
Yeah, that is a huge bubble.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that.
That is really cool. That is something that's different because the Paragon thing kind of reminds me a little bit of the changes that happen in Daughters of Cain, where they get to pick an anointed unit, and then once that anointed unit dies, that title then passes on. This is not quite the same as that, but there were, but it kind of reminds me like they've kind of seemed like they've explored a similar design space when they were making these armies. Which Daughters of Cain and Slaanesh.
They have a little bit of a like 2 sides of the same coin,
like
dichotomy to each other, and I can respect that. And the last aura is excess of agility. Imagine having too much agility. I can't imagine.
Like, is that like? I mean, I've seen some videos of people putting their like leg behind their head,
behind their head. They just work out too much.
Like, I mean, I guess if you could. For instance, bend your leg back around and then like in a non-Euclidean fashion, like bend it around you again.
Yeah.
Maybe
like
that would
underneath your arm.
Yeah, maybe that would be an excess of agility.
Maybe.
Is that agility or flexibility?
Sure.
I mean, I'm capable of neither.
Yeah, fair.
So
okay, this one is again non-unique Paragon. For the rest of the turn, while this unit has using this ability has Paragon and is in combat, subtract 1 from hit rolls for attacks that target visible Hedonites of Slaanesh units while they're wholly within 12 using this ability. So, this is the interesting part. The target, the Paragon, has to be in combat. The things outside of it don't.
That's very
and
interesting.
And it's just -1 to be hit, so it does affect your opponent's shooting. I do like that.
Yes, that is very interesting.
I think all of those are very strong.
I do too. I think like specifically the plus 2 to charge is extremely strong.
Plus 2 charge is insane.
and not having to roll a dice to get that ability. That's often a thing you'd either have to cast a spell for or get a prayer off for. in order to get, but you just have to have a Paragon available to use that ability.
Yes.
And that's really strong.
Yeah. I like them a lot. The other ones are a little bit different.
Okay.
They have to target Hedonites heroes.
Okay.
And there are 2 abilities. If you're a Paragon, you get to pick which one you get. If you're not a Paragon, your opponent gets to pick which one you get.
So there's still
a little bit of the like, here, what's like, you don't have to. You can just only target Paragons.
Okay.
But because this requires specifically heroes, maybe some of your Paragons aren't heroes, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Anyway, so the first one is Cutting Barbs. Any movement phase. Pick a friendly Hedonites of Slaanesh hero that has not used a Temptation ability. Then pick an enemy unit in combat with that hero to be a target.
Okay.
If the unit using the ability is a Paragon, pick one of the effects below. Otherwise, the opponent picks one of the effects below. I won't say that in the future ones. First one. For the rest of the turn, the target has a maximum control score of 1.
Ooh.
So that is very strong.
That's great for actually, because you have to use it at the start of the turn and when you're in combat.
Mm-hmm.
So you could use it to start to like swap a objective that something is on.
That is an interesting point because this is a movement phase, so this is pre-charges. So you have to be in combat at the start of your turn. So that is a little weird part, but you can just like straight up swap something over to you.
Right.
And then the other one is for the rest of the turn, add +1 to hit rolls for attacks that made by friendly Hedonites unit that target that. So
and that's hit rolls for attacks, not just melee attacks.
That is true because this is in the movement phase.
Yeah.
So you can, you do have to be in combat, but there are things that shoot in combat in here.
Yeah.
And yeah, that is, it's not bad. I think the giving your opponent the choice with that one.
That's probably the most, least useful one to not be able to choose for yourself which one to use, because sometimes your opponent's just not going to care if they're one control or not.
Yeah, they're not on an objective, or like they have another unit there, or they're just going to kill you anyway.
Right.
So that one, I would probably make sure that it either side is game breaking, or you're a Paragon.
Right.
Next is Beguiling Glance in any shooting phase. Pick a Hedonite of Slaanesh hero that has not used Temptation. Pick a visible enemy within 12 inches of that hero. First ability is for the rest of the turn, when the target is using a charge ability.
Okay.
It must end that charge no further from the hero using this ability.
Oh,
so it has to charge closer.
So you're taunting.
Yes.
Yeah.
The other one is for the rest of the turn, subtract 2 from charge rolls.
That's also really good.
Which is also really good.
Yeah.
So you can either taunt them towards a specific hero, or
just make it so they don't charge.
Make it so, yeah, it's a lot harder to charge.
Right.
There are some characters in here that do like a taunting thing. There's the what's the foot hero with the big shield?
Are we talking? No, we're not talking about Sigvald.
No.
Oh.
Anyway.
Okay.
He has a taunt ability, and he's like, if you go first, blah blah blah. Well,
okay.
So it is possible to use that on him and make them come to him.
Okay.
And the last army-wide temptation, because there are some specific ones that are on
there's
data
some
sheets.
War Scroll temptations? Okay.
Pick a visible enemy unit within 12 inches of the hero. For the rest of the turn, weapons used by Hedonites for attacks that target that unit including companion weapons have crit 2 hits.
Ooh.
Now this is in any combat phase.
Mm-hmm.
And it is only for the rest of the turn, so it will only affect melee.
Okay.
So that one is good.
Depends on what you got to use it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, crit 2 hits is great.
Yeah.
And the last one is, for the rest of the turn, other than the companion ability, weapon abilities for combat attacks made by the target have no effect. So it turns off your weapon abilities.
I am seeing that a lot more in the later battle tomes here.
Yeah.
A lot of a way to turn off weapon abilities and stuff like that, which is really interesting.
That one is very similar to the first one, where it's like, if they don't have any weapon abilities, this is a no-brainer for your opponent.
Right.
So you kind of have to be careful on what you target with it. But crit 2 hits is great.
Yeah. Then next we have their formations.
Yep.
And so they've kind of seemed to have like kind of abandoned like the pretenders, the seekers.
Yeah,
and,
that actually surprised me a little bit. Not that there's like the God Seekers and the Carnival, but even then, like, they still focus on other things. Anyway.
Yeah. One of the things that really stood out to me that I really like is the depraved Carnival battle formation. which allows you to pick 3 friendly Hedonites of Slaanesh units to be infantry units specifically. It has to be infantry, so you can't do it with cavalry or monsters and stuff like that to be the targets. Each target can move D6, and it can only end the move in combat with units that it was in combat at the start of the move. Now, I have some practice with an ability similar to this in Carriage and Overlords, because the Harpoon crew has light engine packs, and they have a combat ability which lets them roll 2d6. They can move that far, but they have to end in combat.
Okay.
And so this is somewhat similar, but the thing that's really cool about this is that this is end of any turn. This includes your opponent's turn and your own turn.
Yeah.
So this is a great way to sneak onto objectives. This is a great way to get into other positions to make things happen.
End of turn abilities happen before scoring, correct?
Correct.
Ooh,
yes.
Yeah, that could be very
So you
good.
can use it to steal objectives, and you have to just end in combat. So you can use it to get further away from something, but as long as that unit is within 3 inches.
You're in combat, it's fine.
Yeah. And so
so the movement shenanigans portion.
it's very movement shenanigans-y, which, once again, I feel like it's very in keeping for Slaanesh.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
So
They're
that's
slippery.
That's one that really stood out to me, was a Depraved Carnival.
Okay. It does cost a command point, but I do really like the Artisans of Torment. So it is pick a friendly Hedonite Slaanesh unit on the battlefield, then pick an enemy unit in combat with that unit and that had any damage points allocated to it. For the rest of the turn, all combat attacks that made by friendly must target that enemy unit and add +1 to characteristics and melee weapons in that unit. So it's just command point +1 attack.
Yeah.
Which is really, really good.
That is an extremely strong.
Yeah. At first,
ability.
I didn't realize this was a command ability, and I thought you could just spam it. I was like, oh yeah, just all of them.
That would definitely be the auto take for battle formation. But
command ability, understandable.
But +1 attack, and it's safe to say this is a very melee-focused army in terms of its combat interaction with the opponent. And
they have very, very little shooting.
Yeah, and which is kind of a departure, because they used to have really great shooting.
Yeah.
And so they've kind of backed. I'm looking through the war scrolls, it seems like they've really backed off from the shooting aspect of Slaanesh with the archers and whatnot, and really focused more on making this army a melee army.
They do have shooting.
They do.
And it's still pretty good. It's still, pepper some shots.
Right, but it's not like, we're not taking 30 bliss barbs anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
And but yeah, there is also amidst the Phantasmagoria, which is just a great word. I love the word Phantasmagoria.
Phantasmagoria is a good word.
So it's once per turn in the enemy shooting phase. If you pick a friendly Hedonites of Slaanesh unit that had any damage points allocated to it by enemy ability to be the target, and then you just teleport them away.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It is really good.
Yep. In your opponent's shooting phase. So
now
that is pretty strong.
The downside is that if you play that formation and you play against an army that does not have shooting.
That's true.
And there are a few of them out there. I mean, I'm thinking like Khorne has some shooting, but it's really
they could just go, oh well, my random shots are not worth it, so that you don't get your army ability.
Right.
So that one is very matchup dependent.
But like if you play against KO, for instance, this is extraordinarily strong.
So this is, it's not a reaction. So it's after all of your opponent's things shoot.
Correct.
Which is, it's good, but it's also a little rough, because they can just pound that unit to death and then go away. But it is more of the movement shenanigans.
Yes.
Again, very Slaanesh.
So yeah, I think that those two are the ones, and of course, like the +1 to attack is just great.
+1 to attack.
Yeah, I mean,
we might as well talk about the last one.
Yeah, because we might talk about all 3 of them. So let's just talk about the 4th one.
Talk about the last one. While they are wholly within 9 inches of the battlefield edge, Hedonite Slaanesh units can charge even if they run that turn.
I hate that one.
I think it's cool.
I think it's thematic and fun, but I don't think that it's good.
I also don't think it's good, which is why I didn't say it first. So there's movement, and then the +1 attack. And then that one, it's supposed to be like threat extension, but it's only if you're like really close to the battlefield edge.
Like some battle plans, that's just not gonna matter.
Yeah. Like, oh good, I just can't be on an objective and I get to run and charge.
And the thing is, it's wholly within 9 inches.
Yeah.
If it was within 9 inches, there's a lot more play with that.
But like on a big, Glutos base or something like that, he's 160 mils or whatever it is.
Right.
Like he's right up against the edge.
Right.
Yeah. So that one's my least favorite.
Someone prove us wrong in the comments.
Yeah. Tell me why that's really good.
Then we have their heroic traits and artifacts of power. 3 of each, as is tradition.
As is normal. Yeah.
We don't know if they're going to get any like Fury of Actually stuff or anything like that.
Yeah.
So,
I think that already came out.
did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hang on. I think it was the archers. We just don't know what they are.
Oh, okay.
Let me double check.
Oh, yeah, we did see that there was a war scroll on their...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because obviously the current Battletome is going to be gone by the time you guys see this.
Right.
Sorry, Battletome, General's Handbook. It is Blitzbarb Seekers, so the cavalry.
Oh, the cavalry
archers.
version. Okay.
We don't know what they do, but
they're there.
They exist.
Yeah. So, as is appropriate for the heroic traits, there's one that's called Center of Attention. Like, this just is this is just iPad kid nonsense here that I'm reading. But this is, you pick a visible enemy unit within 12 to be the target, roll a dice on a 3+ for the rest of the turn, while this unit is wholly within 12 of the center of the battlefield and visible to the target. There's a lot of what ifs.
That's a lot of, you got to roll for it and pick something within 12 and be within 12 of the center.
Subtract 1 for hit rolls made by attacks by that enemy unit that target other Hedonites of Slaanesh units. So they're taunting that unit.
Yeah.
It makes it harder for them to hit other stuff besides that one unit. And you add 1 to hit rolls for combat attacks made by other friendly Hedonites of Slaanesh units that target that enemy unit. So it's a debuff and a buff at the same time.
Yeah.
So particularly useful against like if big hammer units and big, I guess that, controlling the center of the board typically in Age of Sigmar is pretty important regardless if there's an objective there or not, because it gives you so much access to other parts of the board regardless.
Right.
But still making it a requirement to be wholly within 12. Now that is a big area. It's a 24-inch bubble.
Yeah, that is big.
So, I mean, it's not impossible, but it might make you be somewhere you don't want to be.
Yeah.
If you want to make use of it.
It's really specific. Next is Dilettante. Sorry.
You weren't a
French.
theater kid, obviously.
I was not.
I wasn't either. That's
once per
Josh's
game, your
territory.
movement phase. It's Josh. Josh, making fun of you off camera. Remove this unit from the battlefield and set it up again on the battlefield more than 9 inches away from all enemy units. Once per game teleport.
It's good. That's just good. Like,
there's no limit to what you can put this on, so you can put it on a Keeper of Secrets.
Yep. Which is funny.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that's a really good use for it too, is like being able to relocate your Keeper of Secrets. There's no restriction on if you're in combat or if you're not in combat or anything like that. You could just zoop.
Yep.
And then Unseemly Vitality, heal D3.
End of every turn, heal D3. Another good one for a big chunky monster.
For a big guy. You don't want to put on a little guy.
Yeah.
And because it's you only get one heroic trait, I don't see, because you have access to rally.
Yeah.
And I don't like it.
I like the teleport a lot better.
I think the teleport is probably far more useful.
Yeah. Even if it's only once per game, it's still really good.
I mean, there's only 5 turns, like,
That's
true. So, and it is, it's only in your movement phase, so you can't do it in your opponent's movement phase, which is important to know.
Yes.
Because they took that away from Cruel Boys, being able to teleport in your
opponent.
Good.
I say as a Cruel Boys player, good. Next is the Artifacts of Power, which are called Coveted Treasures. Bastful Visage. While they are wholly within 6 inches of this unit, friendly non-monster, non-war machine, Hedonites of Slaanesh units are not visible to enemy units more than 12 inches away from them.
That's really good.
Holy crap, that's really good. Now, it doesn't work on monsters or your...
Right, so you can't hide Gludos, you can't hide your
Keeper, whatever. But guess who's not a monster? Sigvold.
You can't hide Sigvold, you can't hide... You can hide your infantry, your cavalry, like, that's really good. That's terrifying.
Yeah,
for
that
me.
is incredibly strong. There is more. This is not the only action in this book that hides things.
Right.
Which is, I like that.
And then we have the Crown of Slaanesh. Pick a friendly non-hero infantry Hedonites of Slaanesh unit that has been destroyed to be the target. Set up a replacement unit with half the number of models from the target unit, rounding up wholly within 12 of this unit and more than 9 from all enemy units. So you get to do the Locus of Slaanesh thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that the Keeper Secrets has, and you can put this on anybody.
Yeah,
and
it doesn't specify demons.
So that's true too. So you can bring back mortals, which is nice too.
Yeah.
If you're playing with the Twin Souls or with the
Painbringers. Yeah. The Painbringers in particular, I think, are very good.
I do too.
But
it's also a command point, just like the Locust Slaanesh thing. And then we have the last one, the end of any turn. So yours or your opponent's. Yep. And I always like to point that out because that does add so much technical depth to what you can do. And it literally makes these things twice as useful if you can use them in any turn. But the Rod of Misrule. Pick another visible, friendly Hedonites of Slaanesh unit wholly within 12 of this unit to be the target. For the rest of the turn, when the target uses power through, you can pick an enemy unit for that command that does not have a lower health characteristic than the unit using that command. That's actually really, really good.
Yeah, that means you can power through with literally anything.
Right.
That's really strong. Because normally, like, you can't do it with one wound infantry because you can't have more than higher.
Right.
But you can do it with anything.
And it's a friendly Hedonites of Slaanesh unit. Yeah, you can do it with anything. So, like, your cavalry that moves 14 inches, it's a great way to steal once again, it's another way to move and steal an objective.
Yep.
I think the Rod of Mystery, and it's not once per battle, it's just end of any turn.
Of every turn. You
But
just get a free.
But I guess you have to be eligible to power through it.
So you have to have charged.
Right. So I do think I think the Rod of Mist rule is really good.
Yeah. I think my favorite's probably the Crown. I know it's only once per game, but bringing back a half unit of the Painbringers or something could be very good.
And it's just, adding recursion, and then if you're also mixing in demons and you have a Keeper of Secrets, you have a little bit more recursion.
A little more, yeah.
So I can see why that's and of course Bashful Visage is really good too. But once again, depending on your matchup, it may not be that impactful.
That's true.
And so I feel like that's one that you take kind of risking whether or not your opponent is.
Now that one's probably of them the strongest in the right matchup, but it could do nothing.
Right. It does say not visible, so it doesn't mean that. So that means that also impacts spell casting as well.
Impacts spells. Anything that requires visibility.
Yeah. So they're like, even if your opponent doesn't have much shooting, it may affect them in other ways, but it's still matchup dependent. Then we got their lores, and they don't have a prayer lore.
No,
they have no priests.
They've never had priests.
Yeah, still don't.
Yeah.
I guess that makes them a good inverse of Khorne, because Khorne only has priests. Yeah.
And Zintal also doesn't have priests.
Oh, they have priests.
No,
okay.
They have 2 spell lores, but they don't have any priests.
Well, I guess that they're just doubling down.
Kind of makes up for it.
Fair enough.
Their unlimited spell is Hysterical Frenzy. They mixed around the names previously. Don't get confused.
That's really annoying.
Yeah, I hate when they do that. Because Overwhelming Acquiescence used to be a different thing, and then Hysterical Frenzy was their old non-unlimited spell, but it did something entirely different. Whatever. Anyway, pick a friendly Hedonites Wizard, cast Hedonites Slaanesh unit wholly within 12.
And it goes off on a 6.
Add 1 to wound rolls for the target's combat attacks till the start of your next turn.
Really good for an unlimited spell. That's a really good unlimited spell.
Their old one was change crit 2 hits into crit mortals.
Also good, but it kind of depended on... Yeah.
Anyway.
This is +1 to wound, because +1 to wound is pretty rare in the game.
Yes.
Like, there's not native access to it, and, not like +1 to hit, for instance.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah, that's very strong.
Then we have last Ecstasy. Pick a friendly Hedonites of Slaanesh Wizard. It goes off on a 6 to cast wholly within 12. Until the start of your next turn, each time a model in the target unit is slain by a combat attack, then you roll a dice. On a 4+, it inflicts a mortal wound on the one that caused that. If it's a monster that you have it on, though, you roll 10 dice. And
so it's wounds for killing me.
Right. Which is, but it's on a 4+, which is actually really good.
Yeah.
Like, if you put on a horde unit, once again, I'm looking at Demonettes.
Yeah, Demonettes, 20-man Demonettes unit, who are very squishy. They just have a chance to, deal 10 mortal wounds back.
Right. Or, if you look at your Keeper Secrets or one of the twins or something, and or Glutos, and Glutos isn't a monster, though. He's just a war machine. So
he's a war machine.
Wouldn't be good at him. But if you put on your Keeper Secrets, who may be about to die, then just make it hurt.
Yeah.
And
punish them. Last is Overwhelming Acquiescence, which is cast on a 7. Pick a visible enemy unit within 18 inches to be the target. Until the start of your next turn, weapons used by friendly Hedonites Slaanesh unit that target that enemy unit, including companion weapons, have crit 2 hits.
That's good.
Again, very strong.
With the volume of attacks that you can have in this army, that's really good.
And that is all weapons, including ranged.
Oh yeah, you're right. It
doesn't say combat attacks.
Yeah. Okay, so that can add a little bit of zip to your archers,
which again can fire a bunch of shots, and crit 2 hits just make them a little bit better.
Right. Then their manifestation lures, the spells that cast them aren't particularly special. It's your standard.
Yeah.
The only one that you can cast like directly into combat is the mesmerizing mirror.
Yeah, because it can't move.
Right.
And they're all cast on a 6.
Right. So it's
super easy.
Yeah. So we'll talk about those if we need.
6 is Slaanesh's number.
I don't get special about it because a lot of the manifestations cast on 6s.
Shut up.
So we're not going to go over every single war scroll because there's quite a few of them.
Yeah.
And talking about each and every one of them and reading down them is, I'll be bored personally. Maybe not.
I would love it, but I don't want to bore Kevin.
Look, you gotta keep me entertained. But we will talk about some of our favorites.
Yes.
So I'll lead off first, and I'll say that the mask.
Okay.
I actually really like the mask.
It does something entirely different than what you're used to.
And I actually like it because I feel like it really does personify like the mechanics and the lore of the army kind of into one thing, and that the mask does a lot of really interesting. Like, first of all, the mask is 5 wounds, save of 5+, but has a 4 ward, which is kind of spicy. Has some really crappy attacks, 6 attacks, 3s and 4s, 1 red, 2 damage. I mean, standard foot hero damage profile, like nothing special there. But here's the thing that's really cool about the mask. As a passive, now, this is something that's normally like a spell ability or something like you have to roll to have it go off, but this is just how it is. Enemy units cannot use retreat abilities while they are in combat with this unit.
That's really good.
And so
you get that into combat with some gun unit, and they're like, no, can't leave.
Yeah,
and kill me.
And if you're looking at like a unit that is primarily ranged, they don't have great. Like I'll just throw out like Hellsmiths, the Razors.
Yeah,
they have terrible combat. Or Kharadron Thunderers, who all have even worse combat than the Razors. It's like, they will never be on
I'm going to slowly whittle you down, and you're never leaving.
Yep.
Get something else over here to deal with me.
And
especially with a 4-up ward save.
And not to mention, too, if you manage, because the mask is infantry, if you get them in obscuring terrains, they can't be shot at.
Oh, true. Oh, my God.
Yes.
It's really good.
And then any movement phase, the Endless Dance gets to pick one of the 3 effects of the Endless Dance. And they're all interesting, and they all have, I can see uses for just about all of them.
Yeah.
You pick one of them is the Dance of Dreaming. Pick a visible enemy unit within 6 of this unit to the target. For the rest of the turn, if the unmodified attack made by the enemy unit targets this unit, a 1 through 4 fails. So you need 5s in order to hit. 5
to 6 to hit.
Which, once again, is if you pick an enemy unit within 6 to the target, and it's just the attacks. It's not necessarily just melee attacks. It also works on shooting.
Yeah.
So once again, if you're in combat in obscuring,
and someone walks over to try and shoot you, you're like, I hit on 5s.
Yeah. And it's any movement phase you get to pick this.
Yeah.
So, which is actually really handy because you'll have seen where your opponent has moved everything, and then you get to pick one of these to do. Another one is the Hedonites of Slaanesh, which is something that's a nice little callback because I remember that name from previous editions of other games. This unit can move 2d3. It can move through the combat ranges of enemy units and can end that move in combat. So that's really, really good.
Yeah. It's just like dancing around the battlefield, being able to go like, oh, now I'm over here on this objective. Nope, now I'm in this.
I mean, one of the nightmares as a Kharadron player that I have is this thing being around and then just zipping 6 inches up. And
at the end of my turn, at the end of your turn,
at the end of my turn, getting into within 3 of my ironclad, now locking down my ironclad.
Yeah,
that sounds sad.
No, can't retreat. Sorry, buddy.
And then, which is once again terrifying for Kharadron.
Yeah,
because my big thing is like if you get in combat with me, I can retreat without taking damage because of the Endron Master. Well, now I can't retreat.
Can't retreat at all.
And then the last one is the Waltz of Lethargy, which is a great name. Pick a visible enemy unit within 6 of this unit to the target. For the rest of the turn, the target cannot use commands while it is in combat with this unit. That is potentially just like...
also really strong depending on your target. Again, just whittle them down so that they can't use all-out defense.
Right.
They can't all-out attack to try and like be better against you.
Right.
Yeah, very strong. I just looked, she's 120 points.
That is really good.
Pretty good for all those abilities.
All those things. And she's not a wizard, though. So
not a wizard.
No, nothing like that. But a ward 4-up, this is a control piece.
Yes.
And so I really think that, she does some chip damage. It's neat.
Yeah.
But really just
with the defensive abilities she has, I think she's probably better at the control and a little bit of damage dealing than most other foot heroes.
I agree.
So yeah, I think she's very good.
What is one of your favorites?
I would be remiss if I didn't mention Sigvald.
Yeah. Sigvald's really fun.
He's actually similar, and he is a foot hero. He is a Paragon, like I said earlier.
Okay.
So he just always has Paragon, and keep that in mind for your list building. He has movement 6, 7 health, control 2, 3 up save, 4 up ward. He had that before, but I think it goes a little farther now for reasons. He has 1 weapon, which is the Shard Slash. It has crit 2 hits, 6 attacks, hit on 2s, wound on 3s, rend 2, 2 damage.
So a little bit like a step up above other foot heroes. Yeah.
2s and 3s are crit 2 hits.
Yeah.
His passive ability is you subtract 1 from ward saves made by damage inflicted by this unit.
He really is. That's really good against death specifically. Yeah.
He used to just say no wards at all.
That's true, yes.
But he got a little better in other ways to make up for it. Like he gained crit 2 hits.
Right.
He didn't have that before. Paragon of Vainglory is his next ability, which is another passive. If this unit charged this turn and the unmodified charge roll was a 6+ for the rest of the turn, this unit has fights first. The attacks characteristic of Shard Slash is equal to your unmodified charge roll, which he did have before. Melee weapons, including companion weapons, used by other friendly Hedonites of Slaanesh units wholly within 12 have crit 2 hits.
Oh, wow.
So he gives crit 2 hits to everything within 12 of him as long as he charged on a 6 or more.
That's really good.
Very strong.
Yeah.
And lastly, he has Gaze upon my magnificence and weep. God, I love these these unit abilities. Declare. It is a temptation. It is a built-in temptation.
Okay.
If this unit does not use temptation ability this turn, pick an enemy unit in combat with this unit to be the target. Your opponent must decide whether the target will adulate or reject Sigvold.
Oh.
If you adulate Sigvold, until the start of your next turn, while the target is in combat with this unit, it must pick this unit as the target of pile and moves it makes. Again, very control-y.
It's very control-y. It's a short sentence and it's not a ton of like technical text, but on the battlefield in many situations, this is incredibly useful.
Yeah.
And it's a great way to reduce the amount of damage your opponent can do.
Between that and the giving things crit 2 hits around him, he kind of wants to have like a bodyguard to be able to buff them and keep them from taking damage.
Right.
And if you reject his magnificence, inflict D3 plus 3 mortal damage on the target, then heal X, where X is the number of damage points inflicted.
D3 plus 3.
Yeah. Minimum 4 mortals, and he heals that many with a 4-up ward.
That is gross.
Oh, I love him so much.
There's a good reason you can't pick yourself which one of those to do, because obviously you don't want to just walk in and do an automatic 4 mortals to something.
Obviously I do, Kevin.
No, you don't. It's bad.
So yeah, he also we probably won't cover it here because it would get too long in the video. We might cover it in a different video.
Yeah.
But he did get his own army of renown.
Oh,
and I
nice.
think it's a very cool. You can revive him over and over and over again.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's really funny.
I really want to talk about, because she has a ability that I have not seen in the game yet.
Oh, really?
Which is Slaxley Hellbane.
Okay.
So specifically, she has a really good combat profile. She is standard demon, greater demon, 16 wounds, 4 up save, 5 up ward, moves 12, so pretty speedy. And also a paragon, so keep in mind for list building.
Don't want too many paragons.
Yeah, but yeah, she has like 6 attacks, 2s and 3s, rend 2, 3 damage flat, and then 2 attacks at 3 and 3, rend 2, and then 4 damage flat.
4 flat,
which is really good.
Yeah.
And of course, you can put the spell on her to give her +1 to wound.
Give her +1 to wound, so she's 2s and 2s, and then 3s and 2s.
Right.
And you can also give her crit 2 hits.
Right.
Which is crazy. Because she is a wizard too.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh, she's wizard too. That is really
wizard
good.
Too.
Yeah, that's really good. What's her points?
Good. I'm pretty sure she actually went down for some reason.
Okay.
She is 410.
Oh, so that's pretty pricey.
Yeah, it's pretty pricey. She was, I think she was 430 in the previous.
Okay, so it's a little pricey, but I really want to talk about her her rampage, which is something I have not seen in Age of Sigmar yet.
Okay.
It's a countercharge, but better.
Yes.
And so I'll read the text and then I'll talk about why I really, really like this. If this unit is not in combat, it can immediately... This is a once per turn army reaction to opponent declared a charge ability for a hero within 12 inches of this unit. If this unit is not in combat, it can immediately move up to 2d6. It can pass through combat ranges of enemy units, but must end in combat within a half inch of that hero, the one that declared the charge. If it does, this unit has charge, and the hero's charge ability has no effect. So what does that break down to? So it requires a little bit of understanding of like the technical parts of Age of Sigmar, where So when you declare a charge, the declaration step is when after the declaration step is resolved is when you would declare this reaction.
Mm-hmm.
So you would know whether or not they got the distance to make it to something.
Right, because you make the charge roll in the declaration step before the move is made.
So after the declaration step, so in the effect step is when you actually make the charge move. So why that's important is because so they've rolled and now they've got their charge distance. So they haven't moved yet though. And of course in Age of Sigmar you don't select a target for the charge. So you don't know where they're going. But so she does this reaction and it's just her rampage. It doesn't cost, it's not a command point, it's not anything, it's not a roll to do it. She gets to basically make a charge roll. And if that gets her in combat with that hero no longer gets to charge. And that is brutal.
Yeah, especially since she really, really likes killing heroes.
Yes, that's like her thing.
That's her thing.
She can retreat and charge. And not take damage from retreating.
I think both of the greater demons can do that.
Oh, they do? Okay. That's just a keep your secrets thing.
They used to just have -1 to be hit in combat, but now they have retreat and charge.
Okay, which I think is actually better.
Yeah, I agree. Keeps again a little more on the like slippery movement shenanigans than it is like, you know.
But this Paramount Hunter is just that's a really, really strong ability. Specifically dealing with now you can only use it on hero units, but that includes hero monsters, other stuff. Like, you know, I'm thinking about if you're playing against Gargants, for instance, they're all heroes except for the Man Crushers. And so being able to ruin
oh my god, that would be so funny. Something that should be mentioned is that this does not have to be in your opponent's turn.
No.
It is only for your opponent's charge.
Right.
So if they try to countercharge you, this will basically make it so that if your opponent is within 12 inches of her, they won't countercharge.
Right.
They just won't do it. Because not only would they lose 2 command points,
right,
but you would also get to them first.
Yep.
The downside is this does have the keywords core, move, and charge.
Yes.
Which means you can't attempt a charge
and then
attempt another charge.
Right. So you have to hold her back. And then depending on, you know, and she can't be in combat when she does this either.
So this is very, very control PC.
And then to go on with that, you know, her any combat phase, she has her exquisite trophy ability. She can pick an enemy, hero, or monster in combat to be the target. For the rest of the phase, apply the following 2 effects. You get crit 2 hits, and you score critical hits on unmodified rolls of 5+. Really good. Yep. If the target is destroyed by its unit's combat attacks, add 1 to the attacks characteristic of melee weapons used by other Hedonites of Slaanesh demon units while they're wholly within 12 and visible of this unit.
Yep. +1 attack on everything around her if she kills. No, not if she kills. If she targets.
Yes.
And the target is destroyed. So yes, you do have to kill.
Yeah. She has to do the kill, but +1 attacks to everything, all demons within 12.
All demons within 12, yes. Very strong.
Like, that's really good. So I wanted to bring her up because that's, that's some spicy stuff right there.
She is very spicy. She's very expensive, but she's very spicy. I do want to briefly talk about the Thricefold Discord.
Yes.
Because they are newly out of Legends. So they were...
That's the war band.
That is the
Underworld's war band.
The Underworld's war band. So they got released from Legends. So the Thricefold Discord, this is a non-unique unit, but can't be reinforced. Like a lot of the other...
Oh, so it's like the Warcry war bands. Yeah.
They have movement 6, a 3 health, control 2.
Okay.
And a save 5+, and because they're demons, a 5-up ward. They have the Thricefold Arsenal, which I'm so glad they don't have 3 different weapons.
I know. Oh my goodness.
3 attacks apiece, hit on 3s, wound on 4s, 1 rend, 2 damage. So they are a wizard 1.
Oh, okay.
Which is nice.
So they're a wizard unit.
They're a wizard unit.
Yep.
Which leads into their first ability. Once per turn, start of any turn, the Thricefold Court, pick one of the following effects that you did not pick in the previous turn. 1. While an enemy, wizard, or priest is visible to this unit, no range, just visible, add +1 to this unit's power level. Good. Sins of Flesh is this target's attack score critical hits on 5s. It does have crit 2 hits on critical hits. And then Sins of the Mind is each time a visible friendly Hedonite Slaanesh unit wholly within 12 uses Rally, roll 3 additional dice. So I like that one as just the generic, what else am I going to do kind of thing. They're okay. I like the increase the power level thing, but that's obviously going to depend on what your opponent has. And then their signature spell is Gifts of Pain and Pleasure, cast on a 7. Either pick a visible friendly Hedonite Slaanesh infantry unit wholly within 12, or a visible enemy I hope this gets errated, but it says a visible enemy unit wholly within 12.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah, picking an enemy unit wholly within 12 sucks. Then, if the target is a friendly unit, add +2 to the move characteristic till the start of your next turn.
It's good.
Very good, especially in a fast army like this. If the target is an enemy unit, inflict X mortal damage on it, then heal X. X is equal to the number of models in this unit. So potentially maximum 3.
Okay, so like that's not super spicy, but you know.
I think the +2 movement is very good.
I do too. I mean, the mortals could be a good finisher.
Yeah, mortals are a good finisher. And they are 180, which is fine.
And it's not a bad way to also, if they errata it would be much better if they errata it, because but it's a good way to deal damage not in the combat phase, so you can use that temptation to get extra attacks.
That's true.
Because one thing, in order to use that, you have to have dealt damage to that unit in another phase. Because by the time you get to the combat phase, you do that ability you haven't done, unless you've done damage with a rampage or something like that. So like you're kind of depending on either your archers or something else to do, some kind of damage to be able to trigger that.
I think the utility of the first one being able to either cast 2 spells or actually deal some damage. But the rally is probably not terrible. It's just like a fallback.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel like that unit's useful.
Yes, I feel like it's useful. I think it's going to go down some points though. I think 180 is a little too much.
Yeah, I think so too. And I don't want to leave this video without talking about my favorite unit in the whole range.
Oh, yeah?
Which is Glutos.
Is it Glutos?
It is Glutos.
He is very cool. I will have to pick him up soon.
He is just a horrific beatstick.
Yes, he is.
So to go over what he has the Lear Staff of Loshar as his ranged weapon, which has shoot in combat, which is great. 12-inch range, 3 attacks, 3s to hit, 3s to wound, 1 rend, 3 flat damage. That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
And then he has his melee weapons he has his choking tentacles. Weird. I'm not gonna king shame, sorry. 2
How dare you?
2 attacks, 4s to hit, 2s to wound.
2s to wound.
Rend 2, 3 flat.
Yep.
And then his the Kaizu's Great Blade and Mutant's Claws, which are crit mortals and companion. And a lot of stuff here in this book interacts with companion weapons and stuff too.
It says including companions, which is great.
6 attacks, 3s to hit, 3s to wound, 1 rend, once again 3 flat.
Yeah. So he used to have more attacks previously, but his the claws were only like 1 damage.
Right.
But having 8 total attacks at 3 flat damage, not including your shooting, which is also 3 flat damage. Yeah, he hits like a truck.
Right. And once again, you can give +1 to wound to him to increase that, the wound profile of those other 2 attacks.
He is a Paragon.
Yeah, keep in mind.
Yeah, keep in mind for list building is Paragon. One of the things I did notice about this book, and I'm very thankful, it used to differentiate the Cyberites and the demons a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
Where like all of the Cyberite heroes would only affect Cyberites. There is still some of that. Like we saw earlier, it's like, gives +1 attack to demons around it.
Right.
Glutos was one of the worst ones. He had like every single ability on his card only affected Cyberites. Now he only has 1 that does.
Yes.
Everything else is army-wide, which I think is a great direction. Being able to mix them in.
Because it kind of forced you into playing one way or another.
Yeah. So that also, the battle formations also used to be this only affects demons, or this only affects Cyberites, and now they're just all generic.
Right.
They affect Hedonites of Slaanesh units, could be infantry, could be cavalry, that kind of thing. I like the direction they're going a lot. It's one of the reasons I didn't really like the last book, is I don't have very many Cyberites. Okay. I have the archers, Sigvald, and like 1 other unit, and that's it. So why would I buy any more Cyberites if they don't affect my demons, which I already have, unless I buy a whole half of an army? Right. I like them kind of blurring the line a little bit more.
I do too. And it allows you to play with your toys altogether, which is nice.
So I will probably, with his change, I will probably be picking up Glutos because he is awesome.
Yes. I mean, defensively, he has 18 wounds with a 3-up save.
Yep.
And a 6-up ward. Movement 8, pretty fast.
Movement 8
for what he is. He's fast.
He is being pulled by giant ogre gimps.
So he has his crippling famishment spell, which casts on a 7. You pick an enemy with an 18 until the start of your next turn. That's once again really important.
Yes.
Have the target's move characteristic and have run and charge rolls for the target.
That is so devastating.
Yes.
On something within 18. That is a huge range, too.
Once again, I'm looking at Gargants. I'm like,
yeah,
you don't do something this turn. And then he has his start of any turn, Paragon of Gluttony.
This is my favorite part of it.
He gets to pick a thing to eat, and it does stuff. And he can't pick the same one twice in a row.
Yeah.
So he can eat the heart of a shadow demon while they are wholly within 12 of this unit. Friendly non-monster and non-monster Hedonites of Slaanesh units are not visible to enemy units more than 12 from them.
See, and this one says non-monster, but doesn't say non-war machine.
Like he's a war machine.
So it affects him.
Yes. Blood of an Elven Princeling. Each time a friendly Hedonites of Slaanesh unit wholly within 12 uses a run ability, it's basically auto run 4 unless you roll better. So
on a 1 through 3, you just go 4.
Which is very, very sneaky and handy because redeploy is a run ability.
I didn't think about that.
So you can basically auto 4 on your redeploy unless you roll better.
That's really strong, actually.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's good.
The Crushed Incarnate's Core, add 1 to unbinding rolls and banishment rolls for this unit. Secretly good.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's situationally good, not secretly
just
good.
a good backup.
Yeah. And then Unspeakable Viscera. Inflict D6 mortal damage on each other unit, friendly and enemy, within this unit's combat range. That's incredible.
Yeah. So not only does he have 11 attacks that deal flat 3 damage, he also has mortal wounds.
Right. That do damage at the start of the turn.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. That is incredible. Yeah. Each other unit friendly, but it is friendly and enemy. So you have to be where you're positioning when you're choosing that one. Or not care.
Mm-hmm.
Which, that's very chaosy to like, I don't care if you guys die.
Yeah.
And then end of enemy turn. Mm-hmm. This is important. It's not end of your turn. Pick a friendly Cyberite unit wholly within 12 of this unit to be a target. Heal 6. Or return number of slain models with the combined characteristic of up to 3.
Yes.
But heal 6, because he used to heal himself a lot in the battle pack. Mm-hmm. And so he can still do that. Like heal 6 is still really strong.
Yeah. Especially when you have 18 wounds and a 3-up save.
Yeah. I really like this guy a lot.
Yeah. I think the changes to him make him he was seeing play.
Yes.
He was very good. I think he is extremely strong. Now again, he's very expensive.
How many points is he?
He is where are you, Glutos? 460.
Okay, that's not awful for everything that you get.
Yeah. He gets unit buffing, he hits like a Mack truck, he's extremely tough, he heals himself. He's a wizard. He's a wizard too.
Yes.
Yeah, he's extremely good.
I've often thought about starting Slaanesh for Age of Sigmar, and this was Lewis was always going to be my centerpiece model for that, just because this is one of the best models GW has done in a long time.
It's really good.
And like it's big 300 vibes, obviously. Like that's kind of like, it does feel like they're very much like, the GW is very much aping on 300 with the aesthetic of this army. But anyway, we'll close out with what do you like? What is one more thing that you're excited about?
I'm gonna rant for it just a second.
All right, go for it.
I love the twins. Their aesthetic is great. I love how they look. Currently, they're too squishy. Okay, understand. That is made up for the fact that both of them combined are less than a Keeper of Secrets.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Both of them combined are less than a Keeper of Secrets. Not in this book.
Oh.
They went up 40 and 50 points.
Oh.
One of them got 1 extra attack, no better defensive stats, no more health. They got an army of renown. They are pointed like they're always in their army of renown. If you take them outside of their army of renown, they are way worse than they were before.
Oh, interesting.
So I would like to see their points go down because currently they suck. Because you can, in the other one, you can revive them, you can heal them, you can teleport them. Without any of that, they're awful.
They don't pay for themselves.
No, they don't pay for themselves. They're super squishy and they went up so many points. Anyway, that's my rant.
It's definitely not the twins that he's picking for this part.
It's definitely not the twins I'm picking for this part. I brought it up earlier, the Painbringers.
Oh, the Mirror Painbringers.
I think the Painbringers are actually a pretty decent, sturdy unit.
Yes.
Because they have a 5-up ward in combat.
Oh, that is really good. And a 3-up save natively.
A 3-up save natively. They can be up to a 10-man unit, and they have 2 health and a 3-up save and a 5-up ward. Mm-hmm. They also have each unmodified hit roll of a 1 for combat attacks that target this unit, inflict a mortal wound back.
That's funny. I
That's
like
pretty
that.
good.
That's great against things that throw lots of dice.
Yeah.
Like,
being able to revive a half a unit with the artifact that we saw earlier, being able to rally them. I think they're a good sticky unit that also has some capabilities of damage.
What's their points cost?
120.
That's not bad.
That's not terrible.
Yeah, for a 3-up save unit with good abilities.
3-up save unit with 10 wounds. All right.
Yeah.
I don't mind that.
Yeah, and 3 attacks apiece. Like, that's not bad at all, actually.
I used to not like them very much, but I think they've grown on me.
Yeah. So overall, being a Slaanesh player, what are your thoughts on this new Battletome?
I like it a lot. I like the it leans more into the movement than it used to. It leans more into the I don't want to say glass cannon, because there are some things that are not glass cannon.
Okay.
But they definitely leaned a little more into the movement and the damage, and a little less into the I don't want to say gimmick, but kind of gimmick. You will notice some wards and saves have went down a little bit. But in general, things have either gotten faster, more slippery, teleport. You can't see me. So it's basically like damaged mixed with shenanigans, which I kind of appreciate.
And that feels very Slaanesh-y to me.
It does.
Yeah.
It's not quite Tzeentch level of shenanigans. It's not quite Khorne levels of damage.
Right.
It is somewhere in between. And I think it fits them very well, because it does a little more movement than the other factions.
Which of all the Chaos factions, this would be the one that would have.
Sense.
Yeah. I think that I do like this Battletome a lot.
Yeah.
The army pack did nothing for me.
Yeah.
And
when I read the army pack, I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm not playing them until the book comes out. I played 2 games. Both games, I gave my opponent a free 12-inch charge. And I was like, oh, cool. No, that's just
all right.
on the shelf.
Neat. Oh,
but yeah, I'm excited. I'm actually excited to pick up some stuff for this faction.
Nice.
I'm very happy with it.
Well, very cool. So let us know what you think about the new Slaanesh Battletome. Let us know in the comments below. Are you excited for Slaanesh? Do you hate Slaanesh? Don't be that person. Don't hate Slaanesh.
Don't hate Slaanesh. Join us.
And let us know. And as always, if you like this content and want to see more, don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out our Patreon down below. Every buck helps, and we can bring more of this content to you.
Yeah.
Thank you, and happy gaming.
Bye.